Feed the beast. Howdy folks, Grok the DuckFarmer here, and I'm hanging out here on my patron server, playing a little Feed the Beast Revelation. And this is my Infusion Room, and I'm hanging in midair because last episode we got this, the Draconic stuff, and that gives me flight and the ability to hide it, which I love, because, you know, I'm a farmer, I've got overalls, I gotta have overalls. Anyway, one last thing that I didn't do was this down here, Draconic Staff of Power. That I've been wanting to have, and it just charged up really fast. I love it. 60 damage. 60 friggin' damage. That's a huge amount of damage, so we'll take that axe away. I got that one because 25 damage was pretty good for attacking the dragon. And now I can attack him really fast with that, if I need more. I'm not sure if I do, but maybe. I needed 2 more dragon kills because these needed to be upgraded to make that Staff of Power. Here, let's take a look at the recipe for that. All the tiers, all 8 of them needed to be Draconic. That was not a problem. This isn't a problem. That's just, you know, more of this. But swords, pick, and shovel, I needed to make those. And because each of these require a block of awakened draconium, that's a dragon's worth of killing right there. Right there. So I needed to make I was like 3 ingots shy. Alright, stuff and junk that I've been doing. I decided that what I really want to do is process my ores, because if I logged in and my coal was full, because I didn't have any voids on these, and my coal had filled up in 16k. I've got the upgrade of the emerald, so that should, well, as you can see, that can hold 256 stacks of stuff, which is, you know, 16k. That's a lot. Anyway, this one filled up, which means my void miner was filling up this area, and I was going, you know, I need this, especially gold. I was down to no gold. Some of the recipes require 4 ingots of gold, and I was down to less than 4, so I couldn't make any more. And so I manually went through and grabbed several stacks of this, ran over to here, ran over to my manufactory from Nuclear Craft, tossed the stuff into here, and that would grind it into double dust. So I'd pick it up from here, run over to my Redstone Furnace, and push it through, and it would go pretty fast. This one's upgraded to reinforced, so pretty speedy. And I said, you know, I'm so done with that. I don't want to do that anymore. So I spent some time, I made these guys, the Thermal Expansion Pulverizer and Redstone Furnace, and these are going to be my beasties for breaking down the ores, doubling them, and getting me an occasional extra bits. So this is the Pulverizer, and it's, as near as I can tell, that's the standard recipe, so no change there. Whoops, let's get out of this. And this one is the Redstone Furnace. Again, pretty much standard recipe, nothing different that I know about this. But these are both resonant level. I upgraded them, and to do that you need the Hardened Upgrade Kit, and that's Invar and Bronze. Well, Bronze is copper and tin, Invar is iron and nickel, so I made 2 of those. Then I needed to slap on this, the Reinforced Upgrade. Well, that's Electrum, and that's gold and silver into the silver gear, and these glass, this hardened glass, well, for that I need my induction smelter over there, and some lead and obsidian. Well, obsidian I run through my manufactory. Here, let's go ahead and grab this stuff, and you just run it through here, and you will get the hardened glass. And I need a little bit of hardened glass, so you can see the stuff up here, and ding, hardened glass. Okay, cool. So this one needed some hardened glass of any type, the Electrum, and the Electrum was easy to make through the alloy furnace. Done. Could have done several other methods, but that's the way I went. Signalium and Electrum. Well, I just made Electrum, so that's no problem. Signalium needed a blend, and that's just copper, silver, and destabilized redstone. And that, to make that, you either get the destabilized clathrate or the redstone ore. And since I've got Silk Touch plus the ore miner, I've got tons of this, and that gives me a full bucket's worth, so that's the route I went. Anyway, that got me 4 of these Signalium blends, and then those through the induction smelter again with some sand to get me the ingots, and that got me this. The cryothium dust, I went with this method because no bees. Someday I'll do bees. But the Blitz powder, the easiest way I can do that is just take a snowball and add some destabilized redstone, and we already saw how to do destabilized redstone, so no problem. And looking at the map, there's a snow biome right here, so I just flew right over, harvest a bunch of snow from that little part of the island, done. So easy. And that got me this upgrade kit. And then the resonant one, well, Cryothium dust, that's easy. I've got all these bits, so no hard part there. Let's go with Enderium first. This, again, required the induction smelter with sand to get the ingots. And to make the blend, it's just lead, and platinum, which I'm getting. You can get platinum occasionally as a byproduct from the Pulverizer. See, if you do iridium ore, you get 10% of that, or if you've got platinum ore, you get 100% of getting that. Oh, I had not realized that you get a little bit of iridium from the platinum, and with the iridium you get a little bit of the platinum. And then nickel. Nickel is the typical way that I would get that because that's way easier to find. And in many packs I've played, grinding up nickel in a pulverizer is the only way to get your platinum. And so if you want to do anything with the resonant level stuff, you got to do it that way. Anyway, I already had the stuff, so I made that. And the lumium. Why are you not clicking on luminum? All right, so lumium gears need the lumium ingots, which to make that is the lumium blend with sand. The induction smelter had a real workout today. Tin, silver, and energized glowstone, which is just a glowstone block in processed through my magma crucible and fluid transposer. So this area here got a lot of workout, and none of these are upgraded, so they're really slow. Anyway, so all that's done, and what I want to do is I want to take all my ores. Here, let's go back into my ore room. I want to take all my ores, this stuff here, like gold, and I want to push it into the pulverizer, get that then ground down, and I think, let's grab a thingy of gold. No, not R, I want to use it. If I run it through the pulverizer, oh, there's a chance of cinnabar. Oh, interesting. If I use the cinnabar, okay, that's just going to sit around because there's nothing else I can do with that. Ooh, but that triples stuff. Oh, cool. Anyway, so as I process the gold through the pulverizer, I then wanted to get it into the Redstone Furnace, which will then turn it into ingots because, hello, I've got ingot storage, and that's what I really need is that. So I was looking at doing that over here and using my AE network here to do that. So I think I can pull, rather than going further down, because this is connected to, you can see the facade. The facade is right here. Rather than running too many facades, I'm thinking that's all I need. I think, will this connect? Yes, it looks like it's connecting and it's getting power. Okay, so that's exactly what I needed. Now, these are what I'm going to use to power my devices. There we go. Put you there and you there. And I could just configure this to output with orange everything straight over to the other. Even though the Redstone Furnace, playing with this in creative mode, this one does things faster. It melts the ingots faster than this will grind. There's still that occasional extra bit that doesn't get processed. And we just saw, and I hadn't realized, that the extra bit with, there's the, not furnace, this one, cinnabar. Cinnabar doesn't get used by the Redstone Furnace at all. So if I run gold through here and try to push it all into the next machine, cinnabar just sits there, clogs up, and stuff won't process. So that's a bad deal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to output all this stuff right on top, and that's the plan. Now the next thing I need to do, doink, doink, is I need an exporter. I need one more hole. Hey, yeah, I was wondering if, I was trying to remember if I had 3. It's a 3-layer between the two, just for precisely that, to be able to do stuff in here, knowing I'd put cables in here. Anyway, I want an export bus. I'm going to break that cable because I don't want to actually start doing stuff. The export bus exports stuff out of the ME network, and the import bus imports stuff back into the ME network. So the way the flow is going to do, it's going to push stuff in, it's going to go into the gold chest, which is going to be piped into the redstone furnace, and then back into the system. That's the plan. Now, if we take a look at the export bus here, we can teach it, you can export gold. And that's all it can do. But if I slap 2 of these cards on it, what is this? Scheduling the first item till the network's empty, then try the next ones. Round robin, random mode. No, let's go ahead and do it in order. I want to just pump through all the gold, and then it kind of like does this one, and then it does one of these in some order, and then it'll do the outer corners last, which I really don't care. I really don't. Anyway, so this gives me 9 ores that I can do, and if I've got way more than 9 ores, but I'm not sure I want to process 18 worth. I might. There's definitely 9 worth that I want to do. If I need to process more, then what I'll do is I'll bring a cable up and put another exporter on this side and push more stuff in. But that's for later when I actually have the need. For right now, I don't. But what I do have the need is to, I've got to be able to access this stuff. And I've got to be able to take stuff from here to here. And that's why I've got these here. This is thermal dynamics, and we're going to go with the item ducts. I have very rarely used these item ducts. So, just confessing that right now. I've so more often done other stuff, and so I'm looking at this and going, okay, let's try this. So item ducts, that's tin and the hardened glass, and since I needed to make it anyway, there's my item ducts. Now this, if I fluid transpose 200 millibuckets of energized glowstone, that gives me the impulse item duct, which is the next one up. And I want to make it opaque, so I need a lead ingot too. Alright, but I need some glowstone. That's, I think 2 of these should do me. So let's go ahead and run, saunter slowly over to here. This is fairly slow, but that's okay. I'll push that in. This will go ahead and do its processing as we need it. And I don't know if I showed it off. Yeah, I've got these 3 guys on both sides. So wherever I am, I can use it. And someday I will get the wireless one hooked up, but I haven't done that yet. Next thing, this will give me the ability to move items through, but I need a servo to extract it from the chest. Because if I just put that duct on that chest, nothing would happen. And I'm going to go with the reinforced, because once a second, it'll do 32 items, which is really good. I could do this 16 every 2, but I think, heck, why not? This just needs electrum. I made a bunch of that, nuggets, ingots, done. And I just need the 1. So easy peasy, rice and cheesy. So how is this going? So slow. Okay, that definitely needs to be upgraded, but not right now. Next thing, I want to be able to do things faster. Both importing and exporting. I don't want any bottlenecks on that. So let's go take a look at applied speed. No, it's one of these cards down here. Acceleration. That's the other speed word. So let's go ahead and make one of these, and then let's go ahead and make 2 of those. Gank. Alright, that will export things out faster, and that's exactly what we want. And I also want it to be faster pulling them back in. So because this is set up with nothing here, no filters or anything, then it will grab anything that it can. Anything here just gets sucked right up. So that's the plan. You know, I think we've got sufficient stuff going on here that, see, it's pumping in 8 at a time every so often, and that can go ahead and just fill up in here, which is just fine. We need some of these ducts, and these are the same sort of ducts that duct tape is for. You take ducts and you wrap the duct tape around. It's not duct quack tape, it's duct, although I often will say duct tape quack. Anyway, oh, that's almost done, and filled. Now that gives me some leftover stuff. I could either make some more, or quite often I'll just break this block and replace it, and that gets rid of everything that's in there. I need some lead, and I believe I've got that. I do. Put one there. Can I do all of them? Nope, they've got to be aligned. Does it really care? Yeah, it's shapeless. All right, so I'm going with opaque because that means I don't see items being transferred. And for server tick, not having to render that little item moving around, it's better. So why not? Let's go ahead and slap that on here, and you'll see there's absolutely nothing happening. And I was looking at this and going, why? Everything's here, it should be working. I don't have any whitelisting or blacklisting. Yeah, but it needs a redstone signal. So I'm going to go ahead and disable the redstone signal. And now it's starting to pump that stuff out. And really fast. Way faster than the other thing goes. So let's take a look down here. Oh, wait, we don't see anything here. See how it's able to get about 3, maybe a 4th one in there, and then the extractor is sucking it right out. So we're way faster than the initial processing, and dink, 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 dink. You can see the gold is going up, which is grand. So let's grab an iron, because that's, oh, it's over here. I went the wrong direction. Let's put iron in here too. Boink. So when gold is done, then it's going to start processing iron, and I have lots of iron, so that's no problem. Back here, I'll just toss iron right there. I'll toss the cobblestone in there too. Although I need some. Just thinking about it, I need to patch the floor here. I don't think I need to do anything more down here. I will need to fill this up with more ores as needed, but I can just go ahead and just bash out the floor and take care of that. So yes, I do need more cobble. Let's go ahead and grab 3 of those. You know, I was thinking about it. I could put a little bit of texture in here with some mossy cobble, but there really isn't any water down here, so it feels weird to have mossy cobble without water nearby. Cable, conduit. Let's get something like that. Cover, no, facade. I do have one. Good. I have several. So let's go ahead and slap that right dink there. And unfortunately, you can still see down through there that connection, but that's okay. It's hardly noticeable. And this will just run and run and run. Let's go ahead and move. Let's do this with the cinnabar, because I think I'm going to get 3 stacks worth of cinnabar at some point. Because, you know, 4,000 some odd. I'm going to get more than 3 stacks. Which means I'm going to have to do something to pull the cinnabar out of there. But at this point, it's a manual process. And I'm almost caught up. You can see right there, it's spitting in 2, and it's just disappearing right away. And we are going down. So the Redstone Furnace is definitely upgraded the same way. It's a little bit faster than the Pulverizer. So if I had a screaming need to do huge amounts of processing, then I could set this up in parallel. In which case, I would have the exporter from below pump into a chest, and then use these reinforced servos. You know, and what's it? See, this pushes to nearest first, farthest first, random, round robin. I'd round robin it, and that way, if I had, say, like a bank of 8 pulverizers, it would round robin, you know, first to one, and then a next batch to the next, next batch to the next, and they would all be processing like gangbusters. And then if I've got 8 of these pulverizers, I might be able to get away with 7 of these furnaces, but I'd do 8 just because it would line up. And I've done that before, but right now don't need to, because this is working fine enough for me. And again, server-wise, I don't want to have great galloping gobs of machines running around doing stuff. Everything you put down provides tick, or requires tick on the server to process. And so, you know, just be kind. So that's what I'm doing there. So yay, I've got 2 of the items being processed. In fact, let's go ahead and break that, and I'm going to... Can I reach this from here? Oh, I can. Okay, cool. So I really don't need to have that that extra piece down below, unless I need to reach the other. So this gives me access for right now to reach in there. And normally I like to kind of clean up the stuff below. You can see some diorite, some granite back there, but since this is all going to get hidden, I don't care. That's working really nice. And the other nice thing about this is I can take, if there's anything I want to pulverize, I can just drop it right into here and it'll instantly turn it into ingots. Or if there's something I want to make, like glass, say I want to make a whole bunch of a stack of glass, I can just drop however much sand I want to turn into glass right into here, and boom, this is super speedy. So that's exactly what I'm looking at doing. And yeah, I don't need more of these conduit covers or the item ducts yet. I'm gonna have to figure out what else I could use. Nothing really is speedy enough to need that faster speed. This is the only thing that I've needed, but I may upgrade some of these other things. Although, you know, I don't use these very often. And this entire process right here, my manufactory, I set this up fairly early. It's slightly larger chests so that you can open them up with the block up above into a hopper, into the manufactory, hopper, and then oak chest. That works really well to double bulk amounts of ore. And then this, I was thinking, would work as just a regular furnace. No, it's an alloy furnace. It has to combine 2 stuff, which has been very nice. I've not needed any other option for doing that. And then I was doing my bulk processing of ingots here or upstairs. So all of this can now go away. That's my pulverizer. Oh, I had a pulverizer. I kept forgetting I had this one here. This is taken care of by the other one, although this is good for one-off things, because if I pulverize some gold and I need the powdered gold, I'll do it here. But it's going to need to get upgraded. It's going to be really slow. And then here's my atomic reconstructor. I use that to make the prismarine crystals so I can make my power cells. So I still need to use that. Oh, this is going great. I love it. Now that this is processing along really nicely and is definitely keeping up very, very well with this. And let's see, it was 4,000 some, so we're definitely going down. It's under 2,000 since I've been prepping things up. I also went ahead and stuck a bunch of other ores. Iron, copper, definitely draconium I want to get processed, tin and lead. Those are the only things I've got compacting drawers for. And I really want to keep the stuff in the drawers. I've got room for it here. I can make more drives and stuff the stuff in there, but these give me blocks as well as nuggets, and that makes it super handy. So that's why I really definitely love those. Now, my ore miner's been going along, and I've been getting a bunch of these extra bits from environmental tech that are needed for making secondary tier stuff. You can make these, but you can't make any of these others. And so, you know, it's nice to have. Now, what I want to do here, let's just go back here. I'm loving my advanced dislocator. This is my reactor, and it's running very, very nicely. You can see it's at 75%. As soon as this drops below 70%, this is going to fire off again. You can see the RF per tick is slowly ticking down because I've got a draw. There, we just dropped below 70%, and we went past 75, and it just shut itself off. So it's working very nicely, but the problem is I don't want it to constantly run. You know, I've got lots of ore, that's no problems, but you can see how much has been used over time as I'm making the process. See, it just kicked off again for a short little burst. So what I'm thinking would be really nice is to have up here something to gather solar power, and for that I was thinking I don't need these beasties. These do very, very little, but you know, they're nice enough to have. But what I was looking at doing is having something a little bit further up. Let me do this. 2, 3. That should be high enough here. What I was looking at doing is having a solar array up here. You know, I may not center it right on that just because some of these things are in the way, but I can take those down. I didn't put them up. They were put up for me, but they're cool looking, but I don't need them. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. I'm looking at putting up a solar array up here above my reactor, and I believe, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's 7. The max tier reactor size is 7. So that means I can't have, because I wanted to keep it within the chunk, so it's going to have to come over 1 to here. So let's go ahead and break that, and so it's not going to be centered. Oh well. But it should fit now all within the chunk. You know, I could have moved this over too, but I don't care. All right, so this is where I'm going to have the solar array feeding into the input of my network. Yeah, see, ID4. This is going to be feeding in the power. And hopefully the solar array will reduce the need of this guy. Because once he's fully run up, I'm not sure how it's going to determine who goes where as far as power-wise. But anyway, let's go back home and let's make stuff. So I've been spending my time making a bunch of recipes. I've got recipes here for making connectors and interconnects, the photovoltaic cells, the tier 1, 2, and 3 solar cells, and then the tier 1, 2, and 3 structure frames. So I need all of those. Don't need power cells here anymore. We'll get rid of that. Now, I do need a controller, so let's go ahead and do that right now. Oh, I don't have any cells, so I need a solar cell. In that case, solar, this is the tier 1. Let's go ahead and make one of those. And if that's done, it is. All right, so there's my tier 1 solar. Now, to make tier 2, I need 4 of these solar cells. So those are the purples, and that's 4 of them. This is why I love having the crafting, being able to do all this work. Are you crafting? It looks like they're done. Cells. What happened to you? You should be doing stuff. When did Lapis go there? Huh. Let's go take a look at the stuff. Why are you having such a hard time doing that? You should be able to craft that like... God, oh. It outputted that. Oh, okay. I can't have anything here. That was outputting stuff into this, because this interface outputs on all 4 sides, and Draconic Evolution, if you put stuff there, actually is seen as a container. We've seen that with other stuff. So, okay, these are the patterns for turning seeds into the pure crystals, and I just wanted some extra space here, and I didn't need those, so that's why they're there. Let's go ahead and toss that away. Let's get those torches. Alright, cells. Do I have the 4? Oh, I've got 3. Let's cancel that and make one more cell. So we got 3 here. Let's go ahead and make one more of you. Yep. Go. And done. Alright, so I can now make this guy. done. And now I need to make this one. I need the Kyanite solar cells. That's the tier 3, and that's the dark purple. So let's go ahead and make 4 of these. And start. We'll click this. And we can just watch it go brrrr as it does its thing. Nice. Doop, 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 done. Alright, so we can make this one. So there's my solar array. And where's my, oh, it's in my Satchel O Tools. There is my assembler. Okay, because the assembler, if we put it down and right click it, it tells how much power it's generating. None, because it's not built. But if you left click it, it tells you the required blocks it needs. So it needs 8 null modifiers, 32 structural frames, tier 3 or above, and any 49 solar cells of any type. Alrighty, well, let's go ahead and make some nulls. I don't even have those here. Null modifiers. Yep, I need 8 of these. I don't have any of the interconnects. Because I think that's what it's looking for. Let's make 8 of them. Go. 8. Alright, so that's 8 null modifiers. Done. Then I could use any of these solar cells, but you do more with the higher ones. They produce more. I do need some tier 3. So let's go tier 3 structure frames. Yeah. So I wanted to be up here. Tier 3. Let's go ahead and 32 of these. He said, not really remembering exactly what it was. Yes, 32 of the tier 3s. Yes. Numbers, I can remember them. So let's go ahead and get 32 of those. Plenty, 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 plenty. It's going to craft a bunch. Nothing's there. Go. And I could be running a second batch of stuff, but they're going to be competing a little bit between the two. But let's do that. Let's go ahead and see if we can spear things up. So I need I need solar. I need the dark purple. So I'm going to make 49 of these because it's a 7x7 grid. I'm out of quartz. Holy cow. Okay, I need to get some more quartz. I've got quartz ore hiding here. Let's go ahead and, how can I process this fast? 3 Redstone Furnace, Induction Smelter, Pulverizer gives me 3, but the problem is if I use this in, will it go into a Redstone Furnace? It looks like no. Okay, let's go ahead and use our speedy thing here and tell it to go ahead and process quartz. And the quartz is staying. Good, that's exactly what I wanted. Okay, so that's, for right now, I could get more using my fortune pick, but really I don't care. What I'm really looking for is just getting the quartz out fast. Let's dump that into there, dump that back, that can go back here. Let's make the solar again. Solar, there we go, the deep, deep purple. 49. Oh, really? All right. I missed it by 1. Missed it by that much. Okay, let's go. 3rd time's the charm. 49. Yay! Okay. What? No crafting CPUs? What do you mean no crafting CPUs? There should be plenty of crafting CPUs. It's too much work. That's what it is. It's complaining because it's too much work. Yeah, it's just over the amount I need. Okay, fine. Let's do it in 2 batches. We'll do 25 and then we'll do 24. See, that fits. Go. And I wonder if I give it a second. because I've got two different crafters here. So it should be able to have both recipes running at the same time. However, it may be that when one is crafted and comes in, both recipes will count, both crafting processes will count that as being done. So there's this one, CPU 0, CPU 1. Yeah, I think that may, you know, I don't know. I've not done this in like forever, so I could not say. And we're back to gold. Let's go ahead and grab all this stuff out. Now we've got some more quartz. I think I'm going to go ahead and put quartz in there to get processed as well, while we're waiting for these things to be made. If I had the same recipe spread across multiple interfaces, that would definitely go faster. But, you know, that was fast enough. All right. Now we're going to find out if we got all 49 or less. 49? Oh, cool. So we can go ahead and split them up, which is very, very nice. Null modifiers, we need the tier 3. There's the 32 of those. We need this guy here. I believe we've got everything we need. So let's go head back to, I love this. Boom. Off we go. Let's head back here and let's go alley-oop. And if I put the solar controller right there, now I don't have to do anything more. I can just hold down and right click this and it will place all the blocks I've got. And I played with this in my creative world. If I had this with the tier 1 solar, it was making 12K RF per tick. And is that input? Yeah, that's input. Okay, so it right now is making 24K. So that's the benefit of having the tier 3 solar cells in here. Yes, it meant I had to go through all the process of making those, but I've doubled my power input. So 24K, and what was this when this was fully running? Run. I think this was run. I think this was 27, 32. I can't remember. We'll go ahead and turn that off. Now, will this keep going down? It looks like it will go down. So what I would like is to have this reactor only fire up when the solar cell is maxed out, because the solar cell's running for free, so why use something that uses fuel if I can avoid it? So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and, you know, I don't think I need any of these guys because they're so wimpy. I think these are like 5 RF per tick, which is definitely not bad. I'm you know, not going to complain about these. But at this point, my needs are far greater. Okay, so these two are sitting here doing stuff. Let's pull this out and this out, because here's my thought. Network 4 is what feeds my Powerball. Network 20, whatever, it feeds my production stuff. If I put another network in front of this, let's click that. Did that link? See, that's ID 4. I want to, oh, I can just click it up here and that will link it. Yeah, so 29 is the network here. Let's link this to 29. And so now this should no longer run. In fact, if we come down here, there should be no power going out of it. Yeah, see, none's going out because it's an isolated system. Now I need to join 29 to my power going out, and I think I should be able to do that right here. Let's take you. Okay, I had an extra one I stole from over there. Okay, this I may dismantle as well because it's not doing much. Anyway, because this is way faster than the 160 I'm getting from these guys. Anyway, I've got this one and that one. You are 4 and you are also 4. Okay, you are going to become this cell here, 29. Go ahead and slap that on there. And so that's 29. Let's break you. And let's put you right here. Badoink. And set you to be out. So, do these connect? That I don't know. I wonder if I can push from here into that. Let's come down here and see if power is being consumed at all. None. It may not be connecting. It may not be connecting at all. I don't know. That's a real good question. If you know, let me know, because I am not sure if these definitely are pulling in power, and this is definitely outputting power, but I don't know if they connect to each other. I don't know. This one I'm going to go to snag, because actually I'm going to go ahead and put him right here. So we've got 2 ways of inputting power at this point. And we can have up to 5 surrounding this solar controller. So when it's got the max tier, because these things only support, because they're not infused, they only do 20 RF per tick. And if, oh, I definitely need 2 because this does 25. Right click. This is doing 24, so 1 is not sufficient. I need 2, definitely to pull in the sufficient power. So that will work. I need a bunch of power here. So let's go back to the base. Not home. And let's zip down. Whoops, too far. Because I want to power this up, and I typically come down to these ones because these are fully infused. So if I drop this guy here to get powered up, you can see power is coming through here. This is 4. Yep, that's still 4. So let's go back and see what's happening in the nether. This is going down. All right. That tells me that that's 12, that's 20. I'm thinking it, yeah, see, this is not able to keep up with everything that's needed. It's generating 24K RF a tick, but I'm pulling out more than 24 RF, or 24K. So this is now fired off to get me more energy. And as soon as it drops below 70%, it fires off again. I'm not getting great efficiency because it stops pretty quickly, but this is definitely worked. So when my system is done needing that big draw, this should pick up. This is feeding a little bit more. These are all full pretty much, but this should go ahead and prevent my reactor from just running, which is what I really want to do. All right, yay! Let's go ahead and close up here. So, new solar array. These things are powerful. These things are very powerful and really cool. And now I can upgrade my ore miner to the tier 3 so I can start getting the tier 4 ores. Because those, those funky little crystals that I need to upgrade. And when I get enough of those, I can upgrade this to tier 4. It's going to be bigger with, more costs, but can do. Can do indeed. Anyway, this has been Grok the Duck Farmer here, doing a whole bunch of things here on my Patreon server. And thanks for watching. Bye.